I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me, you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes, call me aggressive with my flow, call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love, still gonna die for what I love, still gonna try, I won't give up, still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret, cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory bad enough to get a C. They'd rather just go leave it be. And oh, this journey I've been on since 13, working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words. No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret, cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no.
All right, what's going on, everyone? Good morning on the 13th of January. Here we are at the end of another week, but man, I'm not going to lie. This last week was a little rough. Like, there was a huge rough patch that I had to really fight through, but we're here. We made it to the end of the week, and we still got a lot done. There's still things to be grateful for, and I am grateful for all of you guys who are tuning in and hanging out with me on this fine Saturday morning. So let's get this kicked off with a huge thank you to the Dying Breed community, my Patreon members, Warrior Bernard, Fighters Maxwell Foster and Q, Soldier Boslow, Little Panda, and of course our defenders, LG, Jodan, and Miss Aoife. Thank you so much, you guys. Like, man, it is so good to have your guys' support, and it really keeps me going and keeps me motivated. And I am so happy for you guys to be a part of this journey. So thank you. And of course, we have the ever amazing Johnny Douglas coming into the chat saying, "Wake up, honey. It's a new TJ stream." Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, man. So glad that we got connected. And it's, you know, I guess that's a great point to reflect on for the week, is how awesome some of the technology has been for us, right? I am not a huge technology fan, but I am at the point of saying, you know, I've really forged some great friendships, and they would not have happened without the technology we have today. And John is one of them. We met online. We have been building a great friendship together ever since then. So thanks for your support, man. I appreciate that. And it's great to see the journey that you're going on and what's going on with your stuff. So, all right. You know what, you guys? I am behind on my numbers, getting them calculated to tell you guys what the difference is for the week. And I think you guys are really going to be excited for this, my thoughts for the week, because it was all based around this low point that I hit. And, that's kind of the roller coaster of life, where you have your ups, you have your downs, and you seesaw back and forth. But, whenever you're in those down moments, that's when you have to keep pushing yourself to keep climbing back up out of the valleys. So that's kind of where we are at today with some of my stuff. It sounds a little gay, but I appreciate it. Hey, man, it's all bromance. I don't know. You should know this if you have a lot of military buddies. It is all about the bromance around here. So, yeah, okay. There is definitely a low point. There was a low point this week where it was really hard to pull myself out of it. And as you guys know, that routine is so critical, because on the days that you don't want to write, forcing yourself to still sit down in front of the computer, in front of the keyboard, and pound away on the keys is what's so important. And this week, the grand total right now is we are just over 84,000 words in book 3, which, for those of you who tuned into the pre-stream video, you guys saw that's Slaughterhouse, book 3 of the Scalpel Chronicles. And it was really good because this transition was getting us out of Act 2 and the initial start of Act 3, which will hopefully close out the book. And at first, I thought this book was going to be massive, just really massive in depth and in scale. I thought it was going to be about twice as big as the other 2 books. But as I'm going along and as I'm writing out all these details, I'm seeing that I think it'll actually end out just as big as the other 2. So book 1 is right now at 136,000. Book 2 is at 130,000. I honestly think book 3 will probably come in right around those figures as well, just about the same, now that I see where Act 3 is going and how it will all play out. But I don't know, because we still have a lot of slaughtering to do in Slaughterhouse. And it's always fun to get into the details of all the carnage and gore as we get going. And I need to make sure that I really ramp up this intensity. I want to make sure that it's realistic as much as possible, that it pushes the character, and that we kind of see exactly how this all plays out. So we'll see. We'll see. I had the rough sketch outline when I started this. And obviously, as you get into the weeds and you get into the writing, you start to see your path kind of waver left, right, or whatever. And so you're just kind of bouncing around in this pinball machine, trying to get to the end. And I'm hopeful that we're going to get there and it'll be in epic fashion, just like everything else. So I'm excited about that. Taking a break to Mr. Nick Boslow. Hey, bro, what's up, dude? It's so good to see you, my man. It is so good to see you. So, oh my goodness. Good morning to Miss Katie from Periapsis Press. Good morning to you and your lovely family. I hope you guys are doing well. You guys are awesome. I just love you guys. And Mr. Kyle Wilkinson. Hello, bro. What's up, good man? What is up? So, yeah. So this week, we were just about our goal of hitting in our words for the week. And like I said, it brought the grand total to 84,000. So with the fact that we are on January 13th, we have had 2 full weeks, basically, in January, and that brings the writing word count for January to 24,901. And that is still right on track with what we need. If I can maintain this throughout throughout January, that means that more than likely it will be about the second week of February that book 3 should finish out, which would get us right to about that 130,000 word count. So the writing was going really well. There was some points where I was stuck and I wasn't sure how I was going to get to the next point, right? The next progression of the story. And just like anything, going for a walk, listening. Actually, here's the other interesting thing that I found right now, at least, when I listen to other books, audiobooks, I will only be partially tuned into that story, and my mind is starting to sift through the other parts of my story while I'm listening to it. And so that's where, for those of you who are on my Facebook, you guys know that I just picked up Ashbab by the amazing Kevin Sinclair. I absolutely adore Kevin. Such an awesome individual. The Rise of Ashbab. That was it. So it's his first book within the Artem universe that he the other three authors, the four of them combined, wrote in the Artem universe. So I've been listening to him, and it's a really interesting take. Like I did not expect him to start the way he did, and I'm really liking the story. However, it's allowed me to start having other things, other aspects to write about. So that's where I've started to take notes for GM, Project GM, my third series. So that's where it's been really interesting to see how, with writing Slaughterhouse, when I was listening to some books and going on walks, it helped me get to the end of Act 2, prepare myself for the start of Act 3. And so far, I'm really kind of liking it. I think it's one of those things where, like, is it perfect? No, but no book is perfect. And I still think like it's giving me enough traction to keep going. It's gotten a lot of interesting things to keep the reader engaged because of how it's all coming together, how all those spinning plates are being addressed. So I'm really excited about that. I think it'll be good. JD Glasscock, what's up, dude? It's great to see you, man. Grim Dark for life. Fuck yeah, dude. That is exactly what I end up doing. Yeah. That book was good. I'm really liking it. Right now, I want to say I'm on chapter 11, chapter 12, the 12th partition, which I thought was interesting how he titled it that way. So it's right when he's got the goblins with him, and they're kind of like designing their whole thing, like how they're going to move forward with their little clan or group or whatever they're calling it. So it's really good. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's different. It's not exactly what I expected, like I said, but it's not bad. And I think what I've come to find is I really like world building. I love when the writer is bringing me into this new world and telling me what is so unique about this world and everything else. And that's the one phase that is really slow. I feel at least. I feel like it's a really slow world build, and that's what I wasn't anticipating. But as I thought about it, if you have four authors all writing together, writing out of a world Bible, that would be a really hard feat, because one author could write, do the world building completely different from the other. Now, granted, that would make your case stronger for how we each see the world, right? Because someone who grew up in Philadelphia may see the world completely different from someone who grew up in Los Angeles, from someone who grew up in Japan, right? So that's the interesting take. Is I think I really like the world building aspect of books more. I think that was one of the reasons why I really like Nick Boslow's Wild Things, which y'all should check out on Royal Road, because I love the way that he started with world building. How did the world get to be the way it is? And now here's the character, and here's where we're going in life. So anyways, so let's get back to where we were starting off. So that is where I really think that book 3 will end out in the next 4 weeks, all depending on the action intensity. My goal today is to really now finish planning out how that is all going to take place. I had rough ideas planned out. I had these rough points of where I needed to get to the end, and I kind of know how I want the end to end. But with how expansive this is, there are still hundreds of characters, like hundreds of names that I've written up of characters for traditional genetics and historical content. Because I tied some of the story back to 799 AD. So to really showcase how long this has all been going on. And there's just so much more that we need to cover. And granted, at first I was like, okay, we're going to go after all of this shit all at once. And granted, there's probably going to be a huge amount of info dump in some areas, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 massive things that our main character needs to stop from happening. And then there's this whole perpetual thing. So anyways, I say all of that gibberish to just say that this weekend, I hope to really plot out the rest of the points in a fine fashion. So it will help me get to the end of the book, which will hopefully be the middle of February, which is really good because our editor right now, I have a meeting with them on Monday to try to discuss things within book 1. So if I can get book 3 finished in mid-February, that means I will have February and March and even part of April to make all the edits and changes that the editor finds within the books. And then that would then give me hopefully May, June, July, August. I might May, June, July, and August to write book 1 of our 3rd series. Now, as I said, the project currently is titled GM, which I know I haven't given a lot of details on. Everyone that has been in the chat, actually, how would I do Katie? I haven't given Katie a character yet. And John, I think I had an idea. I think I wrote you down as having a character in this series, but I don't think I placed you yet of where you want to be. JD and Nick are going to be in chapter 1, and Panda Cakes, who isn't here, Warrior Bernard, right there. You guys are in chapter 1, actually the prologue. So I just need to figure out other people. So yeah, Katie, I need to make sure to give Katie a character in this series. So anyways, that'll give me the second quarter of the year to focus on this 3rd series. It's only going to be on Patreon. I am not going to release it on Royal Road. And we can go into that later as to why. But I'm really excited. And I have there's only one other author who knows the details of this book. Only one other person, really, author. And they're super excited. They don't actually have a character in this book, which they have a character in the Bloodbath series, but they do not have a character in the 3rd series because of that. I didn't want to keep doubling up on this person as a character. Oh, yeah. Interesting. I'm also in the upcoming Military Sci-Fi Portal Fantasy Doomsday Recon as a red shirt. Nice. That's awesome, man. So, yeah. So, that's kind of the writing update. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else really that we need to discuss as far as the writing is going. I don't know. I'm curious to see how the feedback our editor gets, what will we get on Monday. But that's where I'm hoping to actually, normally I do a lot of writing on holidays, as you guys know. Monday is Martin Luther King. Is it MLK Day? It should be MLK Day, right? And I was surprised. I did not expect for us to have the day off from work, and now we do. So with that being said, I'm planning to do some writing work today. I will more than likely write tomorrow to get myself ahead, but also I will more than likely take Monday off and just relax, decompress, do all that stuff. When are you hitting TDB again? Nick, that is such a great question. That's a great question. I'm a little torn. I am a little torn on that. I have thought about, should I try to finish the Dying Breed saga in between this stretch, like finish Slaughterhouse, finish book 4 of the Dying Breed, and then start the 3rd series? I don't know. That's a hard question, Nick. I feel like I should. I know there's actually some content that I have not released on Patreon that I do have. It's the Red Flag Army, which I absolutely loved how that was coming together. It's going to be another novella short story that that'll be also separate from book 4, but attached to book 4 as well. And actually, I'm glad that you brought that up, Nick. Thanks for, we can talk about TDB for a little bit. So I am just really torn because I'm super passionate about this third series, because, you know, the Dying Breed was grimdark to a certain point. Bloodbath is grimdark as fuck. But this third series is not. This third series will be teenage / young adult, new adult. And it's not going to be like anything else that I've done before. So that's where a lot of the excitement is, and a lot of the world building is behind. But I do feel like there's a little bit of burden that I need to finish TDB, at least that saga, so that I could say, yeah, there's this saga that's done. Bloodbath is done. And then I can focus on the third series and always jump back into TDB whenever I feel like it. I don't know, man. That's just my honest take. I really miss being a full-time writer, but I just financially could not make it work. If I could, dude, I would be so excited to jump back in and finish TDB, but with only 2 hours a day really to get a good amount of words in per se. It's actually really only an hour and a half, but about 2 hours. It is rough. I'm not going to lie. It is rough. And I think maybe that's part of the downturn that I had in trying to pull myself back up this week. But yeah, that's at least the update. Tom is still recording vocals for book 2. He hopes to have it all done by March, which I honestly think he's going to have it done way before then. But that's at least our projected deliverable date is March 1st. Book 3, the cover is done. Svetlana is working on the ACX cover for book 3. So book 3's cover is done. We're still waiting on Vanessa to get all of the formatting done for book 3. So hopefully book 3 will be done right around February. And the only reason we pushed that back was Vanessa had a few other projects, a few other books ahead of ours. So I just told her, do not stress about trying to cram in the books. It's okay. We can push out book 3. Like, there's honestly no rush at this point. So that was why we pushed those books out. Oh my goodness. We have Defender Aoife in the chat. Hey, I was a bit late, but it's great to hear how everything is going there. Thank you so much, Aoife. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and actually, so February 12th is when my next Audible credit drops. And depending on finances, depending on how my budget looks for this month, if I have the extra $50 or 55, whatever it is, if I have the extra $55, I'm going to be buying some more Audible credits, and I'm going to be picking up your book soon, because I am already 12 hours away from finishing The Rise of Ashbab. So for you guys who remember, who are on my Facebook, really, I think I may have put it on my Twitter as well. I have Underdog by Lars, which is due up next. And then I have Wolf and Flame, which is Miss Aoife's book that she co-wrote with another good friend of ours, R.A. Cooper. Both of you ladies are incredible and amazing, and I adore both of you. So I'm really excited because, yeah, I'm burning through The Rise of Ashbab really quickly. And I will be picking up Lars's soon, and then Wolf and Flame. So we may have some audiobooks get finished a lot sooner than later. I understand the time limitations fully, bro. 24,000 in January is already awesome. Yeah, dude. Oh man. I mean, I remember in 2023 when I quit that job, which I am so glad I quit. I'm not going to lie. It was rough. It was so stressful in a lot of different ways. But when you're cranking out 5,000 to 8,000 words a day, Monday through Friday, there were days where I would write 12 days straight, and then I would take 1 to 2 days off. It always fluctuated, but man, do I miss that. That was so much fun. So it would be nice to be a full-time writer and get to just pour out your heart and passion into these stories that you come up with. But I still have to be realistic. And I'm just torn on that, man. I still would love to finish the TDB, but I think you guys are going to love GM. I really think it's going to be something big. I don't know. We'll see. How about that Nick Saban retirement? RIP, bozo. Hey, man. You know, here's the thing, actually. I don't like Saban, but I respect Saban because you can't deny how much he is able to pull out of his players. Like, it takes a special type of person to motivate young men to produce the amount that he gets them to produce. So I have nothing but respect for Saban. He's a very great motivational public speaker. He gets results. So yeah, I love him and I hate him at the same time. But we'll see. We'll see. I find him more hilarious for Washington. I was giving my friend so much shit because he's a Washington fan. So, hey, man, you know, you have all your boys go, all your senior guys going to the NFL. You just lost your coach. Yeah, have fun getting fucking wrecked in the Big Ten next year. Have fun. Angel Ramon just saying hi, bro. Hey, man, it's good to see you, dude. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Sorry, the blood between LSU and Saban is too bad. Hey, man, I'm not denying it, dude. I am not denying it. The South, every conference has got their rivalries. Every conference, like, I honestly don't care. Like, if people say, oh, the SEC is more brutal than this, every conference has got its fandoms and its rivalries. So it is what it is. But yeah, I totally get it. It's just like Ohio State and Michigan, Washington and the Ducks, or Ducks and Beavers. Every conference has it. So I get it, man. It's all good. Dude, I was just about to mention you. So, which is really funny, dude. Not only is the paperback en route to my house, it should be delivered today. I actually downloaded Quest Academy on KDP. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I actually bought the ebook. And the reason is I was like, I have not given ebooks enough chance. And I love my paperbacks. And as you know, Brian, I love my audiobooks. But I was like, you know what? I need to see if I have an easier time reading ebooks than paperbacks. So I was like, well, what better chance than to pick up this beautiful beast? And so I picked up this one, and I picked up another book, which I won't mention for certain reasons. It's not a harem or romance or anything like that. It's just a very sensitive topic that I think some people don't want to talk about. So I'm going to read it, check it out, and we'll see. And that book is only available on ebook, which I thought was really interesting. So, yeah. Anyways, shout out to this beautiful bastard, Mr. Brian J. Norton, who is in the chat right now. This dude, you know, all the celebration to him because his book 2, Quest Academy Scavengers, was a best-selling book on pre-order. It, on launch day yesterday, I saw it get to number 79 in all of Amazon's Kindle store. So number 79 in the world, number 1 in 3 categories, obviously, because that's all the categories we can be in. So yeah, Brian, congrats, man. Successful book 2. It's awesome. It's awesome. Personally, I can't focus on ebooks. I need a book in hand. Well, darling, Miss Andrea, who I absolutely love and adore, and I think you're amazing, you need to pick up Quest Academy Silvers and Quest Academy Scavengers by Brian J. Norton. It has become my most favorite series of 2023, last year when it came out. And you, darling, I promise you are going to love some of the characters. I could easily see you being a Divinity fan. It's amazing. So go pick it up. And stop being so wonderful. I want to clone you, Andrea. I just want to clone you. Because that's how wonderful you are. Dude, you can wait for the audio. I don't mind. Heart, always. Just happy to have your support. I know. But, dude, here's the thing, man. I don't want to wait for fucking audiobook either. Like, I want to dive into this. And also, here's the other fun thing I thought about. When I get to put in my review, it's going to be later than the 100 reviews you already have. Fucking weirdo. But then I get to troll all the other negative people with my review. So that's where I'm just going to have the longest review ever. And all I'm going to do is call out all those other hateful bastards and be like, well, guess what, moron? You're a piece of shit. Anyways, that's just me. Hashtag love you too. Thank you so much. Professor TJ Lombardi is now immortalized. Hopefully people will someday think you stole the name from my story. Yes, I was named after Brian's character in Quest Academy. That's absolutely right. How I legally changed my name to be that character. I am on it. I can't wait. We need to talk more books. I have a few you'd love. Absolutely, girl. Absolutely. We need to do that. And Mom is coming into the chat. So, of course, she wants to say congrats to Brian. So, yes, all of us are giant Brian fans. Hence, actually, where did I put your face, Brian? Hold on. I think I know where your face is at. Okay. You know what? Everyone stay here. Give me about 30 seconds. And here, watch a cool video.
Yeah, I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know. Better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive.
All right, we're back. Okay, I think I know exactly who these comments are for. Yep. No. Wait, no need. Why are you like this? See, I know exactly what was going to happen. So, love to have the fact that Brian is now joining me on the stream. What's going on, buddy?
I fucking hate you, TJ. Why are you like this?
That's literally how Brian's voice sounds. So,
why have you not bought my book? You all need to buy my book.
And this is why we love Brian and Brian's face. So, yes, Quest Academy. I absolutely love it. I still have some of the cake. Oh my God. If you'd like me to pull it out of the freezer. Yes. So if you guys remember, during Gildify Con, I ate Brian's face because we had it printed on a sheet cake. So as I was being a moderator for one of the panels, with, of course, our amazing friend Matt Dinneman, I was eating Brian's face. And Mom apparently decided that she wanted to save the cake. So there's still a part of Brian's face in the freezer down in Arizona. Awesome endorsement there. Right? Yeah, apparently, I don't know why, but apparently Brian is not a fan of Major BJ on a stick. But I feel like it's just the best thing there. So, yeah. And actually, what's funny is I had this on the wall, like hanging up by my calendar, so that every time I left the apartment, there's Brian's face looking at me. Well, I had someone come over and they're absolutely freaked out. And they're like, yeah, that's not cool. I was like, I don't give a shit. It's awesome. So anyways, that person did not last long in my life. That's fine. When your books take off, I will remember all of these acts and find a way to destroy your life with these same pranks. Joke's on you. My books are never going to take off. Oh, God, that's hilarious. All right. So, that's funny. All right. Oh man, that's okay. So yeah, so that's the updates as far as reading goes. I'm doing Rise of Ashbab. I can't wait to see that, Brian. Bring it on. Oh God. I can't afford billboards. Fucking bet, Brian. I dare you right now. Go in Ireland somewhere and buy a billboard sign with my face on it. You know what? Wait, do I even have that photo? Okay, let's pull up this photo. I'll even show it. I don't give a shit, Brian. Hold on. Where is it? Shared media. Okay, so there's another good friend of ours, another good friend, another good author, who did not like the fact that Major BJ was made after Major BJ himself kind of influenced this to happen, and did not like the fact that we were making Major BJ on shirts and Major BJ faces and everything else. So in retaliation, they came up with something known as Queen TJ. And for me, they sent that to Brian. And Brian found it hilarious. And of course, Brian sent it to me. I think it's amazing. And I am all for it. I think it's hilarious. And honestly, I am planning to make this a shirt as well. Because for those of you who do not know, my nickname in basic training of the Air Force was Latrine Queen, because I was a bitch. And I made sure the latrine was spotlessly clean for inspections as much as possible. So I am okay with being a queen bitch. And that is exactly what happened. So go ahead, Brian. I dare you to make a billboard advertising my face and my books. I dare you, since you brought it up. Hail, jabronis. What's up, B.A. Turner, Vigilantes Creed? I personally think that your hairline is glorious. Abolish the monarchy. Kind of a fan of Queen TJ. Hell yes. Which actually, because Brian has had such a successful book launch, I told him, dude, stop doing easy stuff like bestseller of all Amazon. We get it. So I believe it is time for Prime Minister Norton to take over Ireland. So let's do this. I am all for it. Brian's #1 fan. I'm actually going to give up writing just so I can be Brian's #1 cheerleader. If I could just be the Taylor Swift to Brian Norton's Travis Kelce, that would be life. Life lived on the pinnacle. So, okay, let's get into this is actually an interesting transition point to the second half of obviously the segments, which are thoughts for the week. So, this week was definitely a hard week for me when it comes to, it was just a down week, right? I was writing. I felt like I was not getting traction in the momentum of finishing out Act 2 and getting into Act 3. I was having a hard time really focusing on getting there with the material, and it just turned into a really downer of a week, a depressing week. And, it's one of those things where when you don't see traction with your books, it can just be down, right? So I had, oopsies. Okay. So I had made this meme, and that was actually one of the things that I've been doing at work on my lunch break is I just go through and I start making memes, right? Bunch of memes, whether it's grim dark or whatever else, just really having fun. And I just release, one a day, just to keep some momentum going. And it's also really fun with like people like Stephen Landry, who, let's just take a break real quick and recognize Stephen Landry, who continues to just be a major cheerleader and supporter of all the other authors in Lit RPG, like you and Tori. Man, I love you guys. So, I posted this meme because it's so true and it's so accurate with, when you put your heart and soul and so many hours and so many days into writing a story, and then you get that review and you're just like, you want to hug your phone, right? And so it was just a really interesting moment when I posted this, and later that day is when this little number 14 rating showed up. And so, of course, in a joking manner, I was like, oh, well, shit, I should just post this meme every fucking day. And maybe I'll get like 300 reviews or ratings. And granted, it was a rating. It was not a review. But it was kind of just one of those things of like, hold on, like don't give up on the process. Don't get defeated when it's just taking a long time or when it's taking longer than what you would like, right? That was really what was hitting me. And it was really interesting because, like I said, I posted that meme and I had made it like 2 or 3 days before that, right? I have like maybe 20 memes that I'm just sitting on, but I made it and then I posted. And then that review showed up And as I was going through the reels of Instagram and finding, looking for those motivational things, I found some of these reels, and this is what we'll showcase today. And there's going to be 3 of them, and some of them get a little religious. So if you guys aren't religious, just kind of think about the overall meaning of it.
You will always have moments when you don't believe in yourself and when you're not too sure whether the fight is worth it anymore. And those are the hardest moments. That's when you can really prove to yourself that you can pick yourself up. You will always have moments when you don't believe in yourself and when you're not too sure whether the fight is worth it anymore. And those are the hardest moments. That's when you can really prove to yourself that you can pick yourself up.
Okay, so as you guys know, I normally like to let the videos play twice, so you really get to think about that. So I found that after I found the last video that I'm going to show you. But here is the next one that I thought really fit this well.
You the one. You the one God chose. You wondering why you going through everything you going through right now, everything you've been through. Wondering like, man, God, why me? That's why. And I know you heard the little sayings, God give his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers, but truth be told, the reason why you went through all that and why you're going through all of this is because the devil can see you for who God created you to be, and you can only see yourself for who the world has told you that you are. That's why it doesn't make sense to you. You keep asking God, why me? And God is saying, why not you? Do you not see who you are? You are the only one that I've ever made like this before. Of course the devil gonna be scared. He gonna try to get in your way and distract you of everything that I've created you to be. And the thing is, he doesn't even know what all you capable of, but he can see more in you than you can see in yourself. You the one. You the one God chose. You wondering why you going through everything you going through right now, everything you've been through. Wondering like, man, God, why me? That's why. And I know you heard the little sayings, God give his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers, but truth be told, the reason why you went through all that and why you're going through all of this is because the devil can see you for who God created you to be, and you can only see yourself for who the world has told you that you are. That's why it doesn't make sense to you. You keep asking God, why me? And God is saying, why not you? Do you not see who you are? You are the only one that I've ever made like this before. Of course the devil gonna be scared. He gonna try to get in your way and distract you of everything that I've created you to be. And the thing is, he doesn't even know what all you capable of, but he can see more in you than you can see in yourself. You the one.
So it was this one that it really started to set in when, he says, you're not, actually, where was it? That whole part of you can only see what the world is trying to tell you to see. And that was when I had to really start thinking about it. That's why the routine is so important. Because when you can't see yourself as yourself, the routine will keep you in that process of like, but I still have to do this, right? And that's what was hard is when you're allowing the doubt to create the narrative that keeps you caged up. And so that one really hit hard. That one really was that encouraging thing of like, dude, don't give into that doubt. Don't give into the pressure. Don't give up on the process. You built this routine for a reason. And as long as you show up, and as long as you put in just 10% effort, that 10% in 10 days is going to be 100%. And it's always going to be 100% more than if you chose not to put anything forward. So this was the last one I'll finish off.
The Bible says in Isaiah chapter 60, verse 22, at the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. This is a reminder that God will provide for the plan and the purpose that he's created me for in the moment. So instead of spending my time worrying or complaining about the things that I lack, I find peace knowing that if it's for me, I'm not going to miss it. The Bible says in Isaiah chapter 60, verse 22, at the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. This is a reminder that God will provide for the plan and the purpose that he's created me for in the moment. So instead of spending my time worrying or complaining about the things that I lack, I find peace knowing that if it's for me, I'm not going to miss it. The Bible says in Isaiah chapter 60, verse 22, at the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. This is a reminder that God will provide for the plan and the purpose that he's.
for the plan and the purpose. And that was where I wanted to finish out with the fact that the plan may not be for that book to take off. The plan may not be for that book series to take off. The plan may not be for these things to give me what I want, but the purpose is to push me to not give up, to build my skills, and maybe the next book series is supposed to be more impactful. Or maybe the purpose is for the third book series to make a difference. Or maybe the purpose is for these books to never take off, but the purpose is to help other people reach where they need to go. Maybe the purpose is to help motivate and encourage and guide others to accomplish the gifts or the goals or the dreams, the desires that they don't see for themselves. And so that was where, even though it was a downer, and even though you don't see necessarily the accomplishments that you want, doesn't mean you're not having accomplishments in other areas. And so that was where, for me, I was like, dude, just because you're not getting it, you're not getting the ratings or reviews or whatever you want, you're still having a huge impact in many people's lives, and you're still helping others achieve what they want. So don't give up, because what you may think is your plan is not necessarily God's plan. What you think your purpose is may not be what God's purpose is for you. So you just have to keep showing up, and you have to keep giving your best, and let it all fall out the way it's going to fall out. So there you go. Those are the thoughts for the week. Yep. God's a pretty cool dude. Yeah. He's definitely helped me through a lot. Excellent insight, TJ. You are the man. You were the man, dude. I was just talking about you. I don't know if you saw it, but we were talking about Rise of Ashbab. I'm on chapter 12 or 12th partition. So I'm really liking it, dude. My nanny and my mom used to say similar, if it's for you, it'll not pass you by. Oof! If it's for you, it won't pass you. I love that. Sounds like you're in the middle of some trials, so that when you eventually do make it, you'll be better equipped to handle the success and to meaningfully help others on their journey. Not giving up is the key. Yeah, man. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, dude. We were talking about Rise of Ashbab, my man. So I'm definitely liking it. It's all good, though. No worries, brother. No worries. I don't expect people to honestly tune into all the updates or even go in the whole thing. So I'm just happy that you're here, man. I'm happy that you're here because you are a giant teddy bear, and I love your hugs. And your stories are okay, but your hugs are way better. I'll just put it that way. But yeah, no, life is good. Life is good. It's on that upswing because you just have to keep showing up. And just remember that your plan and your purpose that you see may not be the other side, and it doesn't mean that you're not having an impact, right? So, hell yeah. All right, so that's it, you guys. Those are the updates. Those are the thoughts. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? This is your time now, kind of, if there's any other questions or things that you want to know about. Oh, yeah. So I sent Zach your compliments, and he said, that's very kind. Thanks. So, Kaylin, I finished Kaylin's book. I want to say it was last week, Kaylin, right? The last Star Walker, or the first Star Walker, or the Star Walker, or the Star Walker things. So, Brian, we haven't released any details about that. Like, literally no one knows. Spoiler alert, Brian fucking knows. The Star Walker series. See, Brian got me all fucking jostled. Now I'm going to have to look this up. Star Walker. Kaylin. The first Star Walker. So, one of the things that I really enjoyed with the first Star Walker by Kaylin, let's put it over here. Bloop, bloop, bloop. This one right here. Okay, thank you, Brian. So Zach Federici, I believe is how he says it. Zach blew me away with how talented he is as a narrator. Like it sounds like he's still pretty young. He's still getting a lot of stories under his belt. But the vast of one, shout out to Kalen for how many characters he brought into the story, but also the vast amount of characters that Zach was able to cast with voices was really incredible. It was surprisingly so well done, like to the fact I was like, wow, I don't think I've heard someone be able to come up with this many characters for a book series. And the way he was able to narrate the book, it really sounded like I was listening to an animated show, an anime. Like, if I had an anime playing in the background, his character voices that he was bringing in and doing, it was just like, wow, dude, that's impressive. Like, just really impressive. So, yeah, that's what Kalen was talking about. And dude, love it, man. That was a good book. It was a good story. Love the world building. Like I talked about at the very beginning of the stream, I think I am really a world builder type of reader where I love to have that. And Kalen has a vast world, a very vast world that he built in the first Starwalker. And he's got a lot of great foundation to build upon. And, you know, Kalen's like half my age and he's already crushing it with like 7, 8, 9 books now. So dude, keep grinding, man. That was great stuff. So, and congrats to Zach again. He did an awesome job on that. Ryan Maxwell. Hey, bro. Sorry for being late. I was up way too late last night, crushing it with your awesome word count for your vending machine book. I bet that's what it was. But yeah, good to see you too, man. Thanks for coming in. We're basically done with the stream, Ryan. We're done with the stream. I don't know. What else do you want to talk about, Ryan? But that's really it. I was doing a little bit of writing this morning. I got about 200 words in. I was finalizing something because I realized that some of my baddies, I forgot a whole family hierarchy. So I had to add in that content. So I did that. And then you also missed it. We were hanging out with Brian's face earlier.
Which I don't know. You should order my book.
So yeah, we were having fun with that. Oh, okay. Well, there's also that. Instead of writing, Ryan was drinking Irish car bombs in Brian's honor. And I just realized you said Irish car bombs. Yeah, Ryan is quickly being the black sheep of the Legion publisher community. Yeah, exactly, Kalen. Like, Kalen got to it before my reaction, and we are on the same page of music. Yes, literally, Ryan posts that, and this is Brian's face. Actually, let's just do that.
Really? Really, Ryan? Okay, fuck you too then.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. So anyways, all right. Well, Ryan was insulting all of Ireland last night, apparently. I got to print one of those out. You know what? Eventually the wall will probably just have everyone's faces on it. They're okay, dude. They're okay. Honestly, like, I got them because it's just me in the apartment, right? And I was like, well, it makes sense if someone wants to come over and we can just hang out. But now I'm kind of at the point where I just wish I had like a sofa to lounge on because I get tired as hell and I just want to like sprawl out. I don't have a TV in the bedroom. I actually try my best to not have any technology in my bedroom at all. I do not charge my cell phone in the bedroom when I'm sleeping. It's literally just an alarm clock and me, and that's it. So, yeah, I kind of wish I had a sofa now, but here's a good thing. The chairs can come with me when I get into my house again, hopefully soon next year. And yeah, we'll just go from there. But I appreciate that. But yeah, so anyways, authors' faces on the wall. Maybe I should do that. That's maybe what we should do. That would be pretty fun. So yeah. All right. What else do you guys want to talk about? Brian's book is taking off. Everyone needs to read Oshbob. Aoife and R.A. Cooper's books. You guys need to go pick up that. What conventions am I thinking of attending this year? None. Absolutely none. One, due to my job, I cannot take leave for the first 6 months. It can only accrue. So Jordan Con is like a month before I get released to take leave. Also, there's going to be a week-long training conference that I have to go to for work, which starts like the last day of Dragon Con would be my travel day there. So I can't go for that reason. Also, I just can't financially afford it, man. I can't financially afford it. I would have loved to have been at Jordan Con because I love what they're trying to do with Lit RPG, get its own track and really build up that convention. I think that's great. I would love to do that, but I just can't. Yeah, I know, right, Kaylin? So here's what I'm thinking though. Like Jordan Con this year, I think it will be great for starting the Lit RPG track. So that's where 2025, if I can make Jordan Con work for 2025, I will probably do it. And here's another reason why. Hopefully I should be able to afford it by that time. Also, by that time, I will have hopefully 6 to 8 books out. Like all 3 rapid release of Bloodbath series. Book 3 will be out of The Dying Breed. More than likely, I will hopefully have book 4 done of The Dying Breed, or I will have my 3rd series, GM, as Brian mentioned earlier. My 3rd series should hopefully be out. So, or at least, the first book. So I'll have more books under my belt to really get in there and talk about the genre. I will have been way more well-read, well-versed in it, where, this year, as you guys remember from my audiobook picks for this year, I wanted to read other authors within the genre so that no one could give me shit saying that I wasn't doing that. And I wanted to hear everyone else's voice. So this year I made sure to add Kevin, Lars, Rachel Nee Kirk is going to be on there whenever she gets her fucking book published. Come on, Rachel. I love you and adore you, but let's fucking go. I've already read Ryan's, but I'm going to be reading Ryan's Grand System Vending when it comes out. Harmon Cooper. Who else do we have on that list? Where did my Facebook go? Did I close out my Facebook? I closed out my Facebook. I've already read Tao's work. I've already read Ryan DeBruyn's, all these other people, right? So I've read a lot, but I just want to keep reading more. Ben Curry, Aoife and R.A. Cooper, Shammy, Dimmy. Like, I love all these people together collectively, but I really want to have just more exposure to the genre. So, Luke Chiblenko or whatever for the Iron Prince. So, I mean, I'm going to be adding more authors into my repertoire as far as their books and get more of that. So I just feel like 2025 would be a better year for conventions for me. As far as Vegas goes with 20 books to 50K, aka Authors Nation, I'm not going to lie, dude. At this point, I have no interest at all. Absolutely none with attending 20 books to 50K this year. The only great thing about it was getting to spend more time with authors. Financially, it was not worth it for me. It actually hurt financially. So I love spending time with authors, and that's where I will more than likely just do Jordan Con next year and maybe some Gildify cons. But due to the work schedule, I will more than likely only do the weekend of Gildify Con. So, because, my time off now is so limited that I have to be very selective with what I do. And I would still like to have some free time for myself to do a trip. Yeah. I had to look. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think the Dying Breed would be an easier sell at the likes of Jordan Con with how high fantasy it is. Yeah, we could. I mean, you're not wrong in that regard, but if I'm going to Jordan Con, I'm not going to sell books, right? It's just, it is what it is. I balance two worlds. I balance out fantasy, I balance out lit RPG, but in reality, it's a military sci-fi, cyberpunk type of feel. It's a first-person shooter, so it's not traditional lit RPG. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Even with a Guinness with a shot that has a half Irish cream whiskey and half Jameson, then you drop it in a chug and chug it as fast as you can. Yeah, there you go. I think it would be cool if you did a tier list video with how many books you've read. Could be fun and likely controversial stream to do. Oh, it would be controversial. That would be controversial. So I know you'd love it. Just allocating titles to certain tiers. So it's interesting you say that because there's this guy on TikTok who's over in the UK. I believe he's British. His name is Alfie. I absolutely love his TikTok videos. And I'm super glad that I kind of started following him early because he is going to be a big deal. But he is reading a lot of popular books. He doesn't read lit RPG or fantasy, but he has read Sarah J. Maas. He's read Stephen King. He's reading more of these popular traditional published books, and he just shreds a lot of them. And he's like, I don't understand why this book is so popular. Like, ew, please figure out something else to do. And he's exactly the way he is. And he'll even say, like, this is probably going to be controversial. But anyway, let's get into this. It's trash. And I'm like, yes, I love this dude. So the only reason I bring him up is he came up with like a 2023 list of like, here is my most, here's my least favorite book. Here is the most underperforming book. Here is the biggest flop. Here is this. Here's my favorite. Here is the most impactful. He came up with that. And yeah, I loved it. But, oh God, I love this idea, but I also hate it because I don't like to be negative. I don't like to be negative because I know how hard it is to be an author. I know how hard it is to put out a book and to put yourself out there, and I don't want it to be a personal take on people. Ah, God. I don't know. You're going to make me think about this, Brian. This is going to be in the back of my head for a while. Aw, Vegas is the one I'm looking at going to. Sorry, dude. I hope you have a great time. Seriously, go. Great time. I am not trying to discourage anyone from going to conventions, going to conferences. It is a good time. However, right now it's just not for me. There were each convention I've gone to, amazing things I have taken out of it, things that have been meaningful, things that have like meeting more people. Like I got to sit down with James Hunter for about an hour and we had a very direct heart-to-heart talk. It was something that I have looked forward to for 2 years. I got to have breakfast with Seth Ring. We had very heart-to-heart talks for over an hour. And I gave him a giant hug afterwards. I love almost every single author I have sat down with. These conventions allowed me to have these heart-to-heart talks, and I absolutely love these people. I will support these people for years to come, but I just have to make financially responsible decisions. And right now, financially and with my place in life, I don't think it'll be my thing. So that's where Jordan Con, I would probably have a much better time at. So therefore, Jordan Con 2025 will more than likely be it. I feel like I should already know this. Am I letting the side down? That my brother would love that. He loves Guinness. Yeah. I want an Aoife hug. I think they are probably one of the best in the world. Yeah, she does give out some great hugs. However, I still have to say Katie Hanna. Katie Hanna is my number one rated hugger. But actually Kevin Sinclair is also a very close, high ranked person. I've got MegaCon end of the month, then Jordan Con, then Dragon Con, then 20 books if I'm not broke by then, which I probably will be. Gotcha. Aoife, don't stoop to Ryan's level. Baby Guinness is Tia Maria and Bailey's. That's what he's suggesting would immediately curdle the Guinness and wreck everything. All three are wonderful individually, but in the same glass, blasphemy, Ryan, be better. Actually, I have a PhD in hugology. You do, absolutely. Holy quackers, it's TJ. Holy quackers, it's Richie Stevens. Love you, Richie. I know, but we still haven't met in person. I'm going to have to take a trip to Oregon to see family so we can hook up. The way you end that sounds very bromantic. Sounds like a Brokeback Mountain. I did not need that mental image of you two hooking up. Thank you, Brian. At least we're on the same mental cue. Yep, Kaylin also. Howdy, just got done fixing my furnace. Well, good, Timo. Timo. Dude, I'm glad you got that fixed, man. You know I can't quit. Yeah, dude, it's definitely pretty cold out here in Oregon. But actually, since Brian is talking alcohol, I have a gift for Brian that I am planning. Oh, James Hunter just liked my video. James, I love you and adore you. And I want you to know, if you did not see it earlier, our talk at 20 Books meant everything to me. And I absolutely think you're an amazing individual. You and Jeanette are my faves. But I have something to show Brian because I'm going to be sending it in the mail to him soon. So hold on.
Yeah.
And of course, I say I have something for Brian, and he's coming in like, what? There's something for me? Yes, absolutely. So, as many of you know, I believe, dude, absolutely, man. Dude, whenever you want to come on and do a live stream interview, you are always welcome. But yeah, like that time of us talking in the cafeteria area was one of the highlights. You and spending time with Seth Ring and Rob and Brian, us smoking cigars, dude. Like, you are one of my favorite people. So I really appreciate you, and absolutely thanks for coming in. So, why are you like this? I don't need gifts. You're far too kind. Shut up, Brian, and just take it. Brandon Hogg and I are sending love as we head to hang out with Charles Dean. Dude, thank you, man. I appreciate you guys. So, as you guys know, I do not drink. However, I was at a local kind of like farmer's market, and there is a distillery in a town about 2 towns away from us, and they had some alcohol. And I was like, well, I do not drink, but I have plenty of friends that do drink. So therefore, I have no problem getting alcohol for a drink or for a gift. So, Brian, I got this for you. I know you can't really see it, but this is Purgatoria. I believe that's what they call it. It is spiced rum infused with spices. Your alcohol content is 40% by volume. So, yeah, I will be sending this to you to hopefully enjoy. I taste tested all their alcohols, and this was one that I thought you would really like. So, as a little celebratory gift for congratulations on finishing book 2, eventually this will be in the mail to you. Or since you can afford a billboard to put my face on it, you could also just fly out here and we could just celebrate and drink it together and have cigars. Just saying. Did I miss anyone? No? Okay. I'm just glad it's not still cake. Dude, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Shut up and just take it. What did I just walk into? Paul, you know you were excited. Please share some with us. Amazing Purgatoria. Hold on to it for me and I'll come visit. I don't believe so. I don't believe you will. Because I know how much time you don't have at work because you've already burned all of your vacation time and you're going to cons. So anyways, but yeah, so yeah, James, dude, your review or Vigil's Justice, man, that was good shit. That was really good stuff, man. I liked that. Yes, there he is. The Marine is showing up. Shut up and just take it. That's what she said. James, I'm probably going to be texting you soon, asking you a question. So I know that you get swarmed with a lot of stuff, but I want to ask you something. So no rush getting back to me. I will not be ready to execute this until probably July timeframe, but it's just a question. Don't feel bad for saying no. Sounds tasty. Dude, okay, so for those of you who've ever had horchata, which is a spiced like rice milk drink from Mexico, they had an alcohol that tasted like horchata. And I swear, I was like, I do not drink alcohol, but you were very close to getting me to drink alcohol because it was so delicious. And it's not a sweet at all. So I was really surprised, but I was like, this was nice and tasty. So I think this is something Brian's going to like. So I got it for him. Excited. I'm doing a warm up at the gym and now I have an awkward boner. Hell yeah, you do. And I'm all for it. I appreciate it. And yeah, get me up on text. Okay, we'll do. Have non-awkward boners. By Maxwell all the time. All right. We've only just discovered Bird Dog Maple Whiskey. Woo! So we're learning all sorts of wonderful booze. Yeah. So if you guys want to check this out, it is Divine or Dividend. Nope. DivineDistilleries.com. Actually, let's just I'll just put their link in the chat here. DivineDistilleries.com. Oh wow, I misspelled something. Okay, maybe they don't have a website. It'd be awkward. Yep, this is them. All right. Whoops. My computer's not wanting to work with me today. Oh, shit. I should probably put it in all the chat. Okay, so there you go. DivineDistillers.com. Yeah, and honestly, I almost got you like the really, really spicy one and the green one. Like I wanted to get you all the alcohol, but obviously I couldn't afford it. But yeah, so that's where I was like, all right, I'll get him this bottle and we'll just ship it overseas. So there you go. Yeah, but it's leg day today and I'm wearing the short, tight shorts, just hip thrust and eye contact today. Hell yeah. Red strong maple flavor. Nice. That's awesome. Paul, pretty sure that's in my Google search history. All right. Hey, no worries, brother. Had to step off for a bit because my wife called. Dude, it's all good, man. Yeah, and it's funny. I saw Jeanette liked one of my Grim Dark memes, and I was like, yep, this totally touches Jeanette's soul as well. I love her. She's awesome. And of course, you love her too. She's your wife, right? For research purposes for your book, right? How are things going for you? What are you working on at the moment? You got distracted, didn't ask the question. Yeah, no, James, thanks for the question, man. So every Saturday, right, about 8:30 a.m. Pacific Northwest time, I like to come in and we do updates for the week and thoughts for the week. So this week, we are just sitting at 84,000 words in book 3 of my Bloodbath series. It's my first-person shooter. Book 1 is fully up on Royal Road and with editor right now. Book 2 is releasing on Royal Road. And book 3, I think it's going to end up at about 130,000 words. I thought it was going to be super huge, right, when I first started planning it out and plotting it out. But now as I'm getting into it, I think it's going to sit right around 130,000. And honestly, I think it's just going to be a great natural end. I am planning to do an alternate ending because I love the story for what it is, and I kind of like how all of the spinning plates from books 1 and 2 have culminated together. And it's a lot of political intrigue now, and it's a lot of global societal intrigue of all these things that have been happening. So with the ending, I was like, well, I could do this happily ever after, but I also want to be grim, dark, realistic. So why not do an alternate ending? And it also allows me this opportunity to, if the books take off and people love it, either alternate ending will give me an opportunity to continue the story on. And it's one of those things where you can just repeat it, right? There's always going to be a bad guy to go hunt down and kill. There's always going to be plots of terrorism or anything else. So that's where I'm hoping that if I can stay on this trajectory, I will have book 3 done by the middle of February. That will also, hopefully, I have a meeting with my editor Monday. He is supposed to be doing the editing to book 1 in January. He is then supposed to take on book 2 in February and supposed to take book 3 on in March. We are then set for doing a rapid release in August, September. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me look at the video. I put the dates in the video. Yeah, so there you go. Those dates. August, October, and November. So that's where we're going for rapid release. And the complete series will be done. And what that will do is, since I am writing and trying to finish in March, or actually the middle of February, I'll have time to edit, and then I'll either have time to go back and finish the Dying Breed saga, that first saga, or really start working on my third project, which is titled GM, which Brian knows about, and we're really excited for. I think it's going to be a great series. I think it's exactly going to be unique, and it's going to be something that resonates with so many different age levels while also capturing the lit RPG elements. So I'm just excited, man, and that'll give me time to really build up a rapid release, get time to promote it, and have something else in the burner to work on. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. It's a lot. The first half hour of the stream, I literally put into 4 minutes. So I came into Paul throwing images, now etch-a-sketched Slinky style in my merry-go-round. Yo, what's up, Quack Pack? It's good to see you, man. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. What's the title again on Royal Road? So if you just search for FPS on Royal Road, you'll find Call Sign Bloodbath, which is book 1. You'll find Enmity, but you'll also find Recover the Jackpot, which was a short story that I wrote, which is going to be a side parallel story to the main series. And also, if you go onto YouTube and you just search Recover the Jackpot, you will find a 38-minute audiobook that Jodan himself narrated. And dude, he fucking killed it. So I am hoping that as soon as we get book 1 back from the editor and we get it polished up, that Jodan will get it and start recording for narration. And my goal, another reason why I wanted to delay all this, my goal was to give Jodan, 3 to 6 months to do all the voice narration, and we could do a rapid release of audiobook, ebook, and print book. I don't know if that's actually what it's going to happen, though. Jodan and I are in some discussions, and things are kind of changing up, so we'll see. But that's originally what the plan was, and we'll just have to take it step by step. Oh yeah, that was an interesting one. Call Sign Bloodbath, baby. I feel you. I just had to rewrite the ending of my new book. Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Aoife. I appreciate that. Well, it's interesting too, because I wrote book 1 back in March of 2023, completely finished it. Then I wrote book 2. Then I had to go back and edit book 1. I completely took out 11,000 words, an entire chapter. And so then I had to redo a couple things. So I had to basically go through and make major edits to book 1, make some minor edits to book 2. But now it's allowed me to just continue to go in for book 3. So I'm excited. It'll be worth it in the long run, right? And that was the other thing too about just doing a rapid release, was even if people don't like it, it's at least a complete series. I can say I have a complete series under my belt, and it is a first-person shooter. So my thoughts towards it was, it is a first-person shooter-centric based book, and hopefully it's one of those where it will be a series that people will look at and be like, that's at least what you had better hit. If you're going to write a first person shooter, that's kind of like the standard level to base judgment off of. I know that may sound kind of prideful or arrogant, but that was at least my goal, was to make something so realistic, so intense that people felt like they were a part of that action and intensity. And like we talked about, James, book 2, we go over human trafficking. And book 2 was banned from Royal Road. I submitted it. Royal Road rejected and said, we will not allow you to post unless you take out the statistical data that you have posted. I had statistical data with all of the sources linked at the very beginning, the prologue of the book, because I wanted to showcase this is a real world issue. This is really going on, and this is not being talked about. And this is what this book is about. So you better prepare yourself. Royal Road rejected it and said they would not allow me to post the book unless I took that data out. So there's that. Hashtag real talk. Yeah. If the new idea results in a story half as good as he described it, we're in for one hell of a hit. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. It's hard to keep pushing sometimes. Seriously, only written 5K in the last couple of weeks while working, holidays, etc. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Jodan is the man. Yo, Harmon P. Hunter, the Lore Forge. Hail to you, good sir. Thanks for coming in. I'm trying to get up on these chats, man. Y'all have been going at it while I've just been rambling. My book, yep. Brian's looking forward to your superhero book, man. Yeah, so that's where I was looking at it. And I specifically chose those dates because they line up with holidays. So for people who are, working for city or federal government of some kind, anything that would get a holiday off, I am releasing it the Friday before that holiday so that not only can I advertise it within Lit RPG Facebook group, but then I have a whole weekend for people to be able to sit down and just tear through it if they want to. So that was the whole strategy behind it and selecting it. So it gives me, a good 6 months, like I said, to advertise and promote. And also with now the fact that we can put those dates in to Amazon 90 days in advance, that will hopefully be the whole thing, the whole plan going forward. Yeah. When you're talking rapid release, how rapid we actually talking about? We don't have to get into the nitty gritty, but Jeanette and I would be happy to do a call with you and work out some marketing stuff you would like. Dude, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, no shit, dude. No shit. It ramps up. Like I put all the warning labels on it, made sure to put content guidance, like all of that stuff. Like this is adult material and everything else. But I believe that people are adults and they get to decide what they want to read or not. So, but yeah, so when you look at the calendar, the way I put it up, August 30th, right? That's Labor Day weekend. It's right before Dragon Con for everyone who's going out there. So August 30th is the Friday before. So that's when book 1 will hopefully release. That will give people a 4-day weekend to read it, pick it up. Then we'll be going for October 11th, which you'll have, Columbus Day is that weekend? Columbus Day, something like that. So you have a 4-day weekend there. That also is a 43-day gap between both dates. And then November 27th, which is actually the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So for most people, they take the Thursday, Friday off. So that's where, hey, if people have got a 4-day weekend, we're going to release it that Wednesday. So that'll also be a 48-day break from book 2 to book 3. So that's why we're going for it. And, knowing the Lit RPG genre and community, there's probably going to be like 38 other books that are all releasing on each of those days. But it is what it is, right? Got to have fun. The other thing that I like about this is with the books all being done, hopefully soon, right? Edited, everything, cover's going to be done. Everything's going to be ready to go. I'm going to be able to individually print these books through lulu.com. So all of my Patreon members that are in the tiers to get the books on paperback, I'll be able to actually send those books to you guys early, and you guys actually get to have them, enjoy them. They'll be signed. So on release day, you can be like, heck yeah, bitches, I already got my book. But James, I would I would absolutely love to do that with you guys. I would love to set that up. So yeah, I will reach out to you and Jeanette. That would mean a lot. What would you consider essential features for lit RPG? Oof, James. It's not like we haven't gotten this question ever before, right? Lit RPG, literary role-playing game. So the way that I have always described it to people who are not used to it, I have simply said, have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons? And most people say no, but some people say yes, or they understand the game. They understand how it works. So I say, okay, normally for a lit RPG, you are the person outside of that game and you have your character. Now, write a story where this person is brought into this world and they get to redesign their character within the system. And as the story goes on, all of those attributes that your character would have, you are having as the main character of your story. And so you get to choose, hey, I just completed this quest. I now get to add 2 points to my dexterity, or I'm going to add 3 points to my constitution, intelligence, whatever it is. And then you can have swords and items. So within lit RPG, the bigger thing was you have to have numerical numbers to it. So whether you have experience points that are constantly being calculated and tallied, skill points that get to be added to skills, you could even have power damage for attacks or weapons, things of that nature. So all of your spells, your mana points, your stamina, however you want to break it down, normally with most lit RPG elements, you have to have some type of numerical data that continues to add upon your character's growth and development within the story. That's how I'll break it down right there. James, tell me if I'm wrong, or anyone else. We've got a ton of lit RPG authors in this chat. You guys can add in. Even with the dates set, there are some good things to do to help boost visibility. Absolutely. So, dude, thank you, brother. I know you are a busy man. It means a lot they came in and hung out. So thank you. I will reach out soon. I love you guys. Be sure to give Jeanette all the hugs for me. Okay. Need to hop off, man. Have a great rest of the stream. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate you. Love you. 40-year veteran of tabletop RPGs. Okay, there you go. That makes it sound like solo RPG game books I used to see in the 80s. Okay, 100% right. There you go. So yeah, so that's where there are books where you get familiars. I love Stephen Landry's Stardivers book. He's got this VMMO RPG book. Virtual reality mass multiplayer online role-playing game, I think is how it breaks down. But he had a super creative way to have a familiar within a sci-fi world. So I thought that was really cool. So that's where you can add familiars. You can add in party members. There, look at the land where he has war parties, and the war party adds to the different attributes that it gives him for in battles. So there's so much depth that you can add to it, and it all depends on how you want to do it. So yeah. James Hunter, I would focus your marketing with turn-based book to BG3 and Dark Souls crowd and put Dark Souls mixed BG3, Baldur's Gate 3 in marketing. Yeah, that makes sense. My description is very similar. I usually say a fantasy or post-apocalyptic story with video game or D&D elements thrown in to make it feel as though you were or are put into a video game. Lit RPG mostly requires stats and progression of some sort. Some people think it needs more than that, but that's the gist. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it is at that level, that point where you can have such diversity within it, right? Look at, like you can either be brought into the game system or you can be playing the game system and have a life outside it. So there's so many different things of how you can approach it that, yeah, it makes it fun. So that's where I think in the third series I'm going to be writing, I'm going to classify it as a lit RPG, but so far nothing lit RPG like is of the main character, but everything else around him within the world, you'll see those lit RPG elements. So yeah. Stardivers is awesome, Kevin. Yeah, I really enjoyed that book. That was a fun one for sure. I'm going to have to look into this a little. It feels like also like choose your own adventure, but I'm not thinking like I'm getting it quite right. It's not a choose your own adventure where, move to, turn to page 48, turn to page 112. Now go back to page 30. Now go back to this. It's not like that in the least. There are some people that are writing that concept. And I have heard of some people that are wanting to do that within LitRPG to have a choose your own adventure, but that would just be so much writing to do. So just think about the fact of you already know where you're going to go with your character, and you already know the system, the skill points, the character attributes, all these different things you want to do, but you get to have fun of playing and writing to the point of like, oh man, maybe I should add these skill points to over here. Maybe I should do this over here. But it all depends on how the writer wants to take the story or what challenges he wants to put the character through. So yeah, it's more like watching someone play a game to a certain point. Yeah, I'd say that. I tell people, think of new Jumanji movies with The Rock and Jack Black. That's really close to LitRPG. There you go. Those classic choose your own adventure books are less than 200 pages too. Yeah. Yep, they were. Those pocket paperbacks. They were so much fun, dude. I love those books. So they were great for kids. And that's where I would love to write some choose your own adventure for kids. But yeah, that's just a lot. It's just a lot. So, all right. Well, you guys, we've been on the stream for an hour and a half, and I love this. I absolutely love this, but I do need to get going. So we've talked about the updates, 84,000 words, book 3. You guys can see as soon as we go with the exit video, those dates, August 30th, October 11th, and November 27th. Be sure to put those on your calendar. I'm excited. I'm really hoping that we can get this done. So yeah, I appreciate it. But I appreciate you guys showing up. This has been an awesome stream with some incredible people. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We've got Benjamin Curie coming on to do an author interview, author AMA. We've got Jenna M. George. Oh, my God. Oh, I miss your face, Jenna M. George. Oh, it's so good to hear from you. When is your second book coming out? I need more. Such a great book. Where was I going, you guys? Jenna completely derailed me. Oh, Benjamin Curie. That's right. Benjamin Curie is coming on the stream tomorrow to do an interview. And we are talking. I'll just give you some brief notes on what we're talking about if I find them. Nope, not that. Not that. I'm looking for my notes here. Where are all my notes? Okay. So we're going to be talking a lot about magic systems. And actually, like Resident One was just asking, what do you think most people get wrong when they start building a magic system? How does he do his approach to finding the boundaries within logical and scope of magic systems? How do you incorporate that within a main character and all these other things? So we're going to be talking a lot about magic systems within LitRPG. I got to spend some time with Ben in 20 Books to 50K, heard him on a panel with James Hunter, actually. And that was where I was like, dude, I love Ben's thoughts on this. Let's do a live stream. Let's talk about it. So tomorrow evening, be sure to tune in because Ben has got some great thoughts on it. And he's a best-selling author as well. And he's got some really successful books out there to enjoy. So be sure to tune in for that. Miss you. I miss you too. Building systems is my favorite thing ever. I nerd out a bit, as you may know. Yes, you do. You definitely nerd out. So, yeah, you guys, be sure to tune in. It was great seeing you guys. Thank you so much for this encouragement. I love it. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies. They're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy. You gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love. Still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win. I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory bad enough to get a C. They'd rather just go leave it be. And oh, this journey I've been on since 13. Working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words. No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no.